Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to another Lost Ark related video. It's Friday, which means it's Arconomics Day. Arconomics, yay. Archeomics, lay. Look, man. I don't know what to say. It's Friday, and I guess it's the dawn of the Kazaros raid stuff. It's coming very soon. But really, aside from that stuff, the first race is gonna be... It's gonna be, you know? It's gonna be what it's gonna be. Like, nothing else is really going on. Nothing too crazy going on the subreddit either. So, really, market shit, not gonna be too crazy. I'm calling it right fucking now. 12.9, or 12.877 if you want to be precise on the insta-buy, 11.5 on the slow buy. It is crazy to me to see the price of this shit so expensive for so long. But it's kind of been trending that way for a while, so I mean, it is what it is, right? And I don't remember if I touched on the... No, I don't think I did touch on the economy post from last week. But if you didn't watch the Topical Tuesday, which is... I mean, I wouldn't blame you if you didn't. It's not the most interesting thing. Mostly because the subreddit isn't the most interesting thing, to be honest. But, let me bring up this thread here. This was a thread that was brought up. This thread right here. And it was a post made on the subreddit that I covered in the Topical Tuesday. I didn't go over it super hard, but it was a simple, thorough explanation of a game economy. Basically, the TLDR, he has a TLDR in here of his own. Some people are taking great offense to the TLDR. It's just a rapid-fire bombardment of possible current player experiences, reactions, misunderstandings, and suggestions. The U does not refer to you personally, blah, blah, blah. But this is the actual TLDR. If you honed to 1730, completed karma within the past couple of months instead of preemptively buying books and gems, false syncs with variable prices, and honing later, a true sync with a fixed price, you did things inefficiently, which is fine, but backwards. And this was a predictable mistake. Due to those people, books and gems are predictably spiking now because of last-minute raid progressions or preparations, not inflation or long-term supply issues. If you feel like you need to buy books and gems right now, they're too expensive for you, then you should be happy that ArcGrid will be a big sink. That's such a crazy leap in logic. You should be happy that ArcGrid will be a big gold sink to cause deflation as well as dissuade the richer players from taking all the books and gems. If ArcGrid progression is cheap, then the rich will get ahead and hold book and gem prices high, along with the ensuing inflation from a true gold sink that is too weak for the current gold faucets. The only people who should be upset about an expensive ArcGrid system are the players that currently have little or nothing to spend their gold on, but then they shouldn't really be that upset. Getting their gold will cause some deflation, aiding the players who are behind. Average players will be able to slowly progress at expensive ArcGrid on a main, while picking up books and gems in a deflation period. If you don't understand the TLDR, you should really do some reading, better understanding economies. Blah, blah, blah. Bunch of self-glorifying bullshit. You know, I'm smarter than you type shit. But the main takeaways here is defending, like, poor game design around it being influenced by player choice, right? And like I mentioned, I'm not going to go over this too deeply, but I think this is an interesting post because there is some, like, truth to it, and there's, like, good game design knowledge in here, but this was, like, the big post over the last week, I guess. And since it's an economy-based post, I think it's relevant to bring up here. But I think blaming people rather than the game itself is crazy to me, especially when you say shit like it's not due to inflation or long-term supply issues, when we can literally go to g2g.com and you can see how much it would cost to buy gold and how much gold was being sold for months upon months upon, I mean, years at this point, right? And nothing was done about it. There's just so much illegitimate gold injected into the game. Way back in the day, it was because of mass rapport bots, it was because of mass Una's tokens bots, it was because of mass just gold farming bots in general, and then it became bots getting bust, then it became people busting, you know the drill. But my point is, there's so much gold in the game that shouldn't be in the game, and it's been years of it, So to make a crazy statement like that is just mind-blowing to me. Anyways, I'm not going to rant about it too much because it's just some dude's opinion, right? But I do think this post is worth reading still if you haven't read it. But this was the thing that people were talking about on the Reddit over the last week. And this is relevant, obviously, because this is Arconomics, right? And the price of shit is due to multiple different reasons, right? It's never going to be one specific thing keeping a price up or down. It's accumulation of things. So making broad statements like Art Grid will fix inflation is crazy if we don't do anything to stem the source of why there's so much gold in the game in the first place. And why the gold isn't being removed from the game fast enough. That's something that Art Grid will help with, for sure. But Art Grid might also end up having the double-sided negative of being so unfun to deal with that people will just quit playing the game. And then the only people left playing are going to be the people who want to deal with it or are so heavily invested in the game that they don't want to quit the game. Anyways. Prices are, like, unimpressive. Nothing has really happened. Like I said, I didn't expect it to. Honor shards above or below 3,000. I'm thinking above 3,000. Just barely. Because I remember it being about 3,000 last week, so that was my benchmark. Fun times. We'll take a look at the trade skill mats, see what's popping here. I don't know how many weeks I'm gonna be doing this. I just think it's interesting because of the server merge. Though the server merge prices, from what I see, it seems like it's just kind of defaulted to NA West prices, and I think it's probably defaulted to NA West prices because of the larger influx of the Ricer culture, quote unquote, and the massive amounts of bots we had. But that's completely just a guess. I have no fucking idea. And I ain't ever gonna claim to know something with certainty. If that's one thing you guys should know about me, that should be it. I don't make sweeping statements that I am unsure of. I don't know. I don't know a lot of things. And people who claim to know things, those are, in my opinion, those are the people you should be the most suspicious about. Somebody who's trying to make you believe they know what they're saying. You know what I mean? Agendas and all that. But Relic Grudge. Jesus Christ, it's like my brain kind of short-circuited there. Relic Grudge, 450. You got Keen Blunt, Raid Captain Adrenaline, kind of in their chillin' tier. And then you have the Relic, Cursed Doll. You got Mass Increase Ambush, Hitmaster, Awakening. Kind of surprised Expert is so expensive. Isn't Expert, like, not a very good engraving? Just because shields aren't really needed to be amplified. I remember that's, like, the big revelation that people were figuring out when I was still playing the game, and I ended up quitting. That Expert wasn't actually doing as much as people thought it was. And it was, like, actually a pretty negligible engraving. I guess healing effectiveness is pretty good for, like, Artist and Bard. I don't know. And when I say, like, not as good engraving, I mean, you know, it's not a must-run like people were saying initially. I always find it interesting how, like, the meta of things develop and, like, understanding of things changes, like, perception of, like, how good something is based on the understanding of what it does. 1.8 on the sidereal energy. I mean, it's just going down again. No surprises there. I don't expect it to ever go up again. Like, if it goes up, it's because somebody just bought them, right? It's the only reason they would ever go up. Gems are almost at 4 mil, which is definitely an increase over last week. I wonder if they'll be above 4 mil next week. That's crazy to me, man. This shit's so expensive. And I know, there's always the age-old adage, you don't need it. You don't need anything in this game, basically, by that logic. But, shit, man. We really out here, fellas. Anyways, I think that'll do it. I spent a long time yapping about that Reddit post, unexpectedly. I apologize. I don't like to keep it too long and too boring. Well, I mean, shit, this shit's always gonna be boring. It's just, soul food, basically. You throw this shit on and you just kind of drink your coffee, eat your food, whatever you're doing. Anyways, I'll shut the fuck up. Like the video if you like and subscribe. I'll see you guys all in the next one. Thinking about YouTube members, it's Biscuits Inner Diz, Rings to Life, I'm Nufu. Love all you guys very, very much, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!